So hey everybody, welcome back to Bow and Arrow Garage. I'm really excited to bring you this video today for several different reasons. The first reason is because I bought an LS1 for the C3 Corvette. In the last video, you saw me do a compression check on the 327 small block that's in the car. And even though all the compression numbers came back good, I kind of did a little tune-up on the car. I took it out for a drive and the spark plug started fouling out pretty quickly again on me. And so the thing is I just don't want to spend any more money on an engine that ultimately I'm not going to use. So I bought the car with the intent of doing an LS swap. And so I went into the house, I opened up Facebook Marketplace, and boom, this LS1 popped up on it. And quite frankly, the price was such a good deal that even if the engine turned out to be junk, it was well worth the price I paid for the accessories, for the ECU, for the wire harness, and everything that came along with it. So obviously I'm hoping that the engine's good. You're going to see in the video I do quite a bit of work to it, but that's going to be here in a few minutes. But the second reason I'm excited is because Super Clean reached out to me and they offered to send a gift package out to one of my subscribers. And basically that gift package is going to contain one of the bottles of their original spray cleaner and also a can of their aerosol spray degreaser. And so if you're interested in that giveaway, all you have to do is be a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, just hit the subscribe button, leave a comment with somewhere in the comments Super Clean, and that'll get you registered. And we'll draw a lucky winner's name out of it. We'll get your name and your address over to Super Clean, and they'll send the gift package out to your residence. So hopefully you're as pumped as I am to see this video. I'm going to try to detail some of the things that you run into when you're doing an LS swap on a C3 Corvette like this, or even really any classic vehicle. But obviously these issues are going to be specific to the C3. But I see a lot of people doing it, and they kind of gloss over a lot of things that you have to do. And I'm going to try to detail those a little bit more so that if you're interested in doing a swap like this, you can watch the video and you can catch a lot of the pointers. So anyways, hope you enjoy the video, and we'll see you at the end. Okay guys, so this is the new engine, at least the new to me engine. Obviously the engine is not new. This is an LS1, and I know that LS1s are not all that desirable nowadays. They're getting pretty old, and quite frankly the early LS1s, they are pretty much not rebuildable if you have any cylinder damage. Even the newer ones can only be bored 10 thousandths over. The older ones can only be honed. Everything I've read says honed 4 thousandths over. But the newer ones can be bored 10 thousandths over. And honestly, I don't know the condition of this engine. The gentleman I bought it from, he had bought it for a project. He was going to do a LS swap in a 240. I guess one of his friends wanted to buy the car, so he said he, made an offer that he couldn't refuse, but the guy wasn't interested in doing the LS swap on it, so he was unloading this engine. At least that's what he told me. He seemed like a pretty straight up guy, so I believe what he said. So anyway, so neither one of us really know the condition of this engine, and so I'm not going to put a lot of money into it until I find out the condition. I can tell you already, I found out that this bolt right here on the steam port is stripped out. I can put a helicoil in it. These are not the most desirable heads on an LS. These are 853s. They definitely are not the most desirable, but I can put 243s on it. If I or 799s, I think, are the other ones, if I can find a good set. But I think for right now, I'm going to just probably throw a helicoil in that bolt, and just to get it tightened down, and I don't know, I may go ahead and look around for some heads, but this is a big question mark, and that's kind of the thing when you're doing these. You're always taking a risk, but this engine. I got it for a much better price than any of the ones I have seen. I mean, you know, and that's the thing is you don't really know the condition of anything that you're buying used. The new ones are outrageously priced, in my opinion, and I am definitely a LS fanboy. There's no question about that. I love the LS engine, and so I'm a big fan of it. But I can't see spending, you know, $20,000 on it. If I was gonna do that, I'd definitely get an LS7, but that's just not in the budget right now. So we're gonna go with this, and we're gonna see how it comes out. I was looking for a date casting so I could kind of get a better idea of what year this engine was built in. I know it's one of the earlier LS1s, but I don't know exactly what year model. They say that there should be a casting stamp somewhere, and I'm definitely not finding it. So I'll keep looking around, and if I find it, I'll let you guys know. But we're going to jump into this. In my opinion, this is well worth what I paid for it, even if the engine is junk. And I'm hoping it's not junk, obviously, but even if it is, this is actually out of a Camaro, so it's got all the F-body accessories, which will drop right into the C3 Corvette. I've got all the front accessories. I've got the coil packs, and even the air conditioner. There's the power steering pump there, the flywheel, the clutch, the pressure plate, the wire harness is in that bag there with the ECU. So anyways, I'm gonna shut it down for the night. Just wanted to kind of show you where we're at, and we'll go from here. Okay, guys, I figured out what year model this engine came out of. That right there says 99 on it, and I don't know if that indicates the year model, but there is a number back here on the block, and I'll show you here in just a second. I'll try to get a good shot of it, but it's definitely out of a 99. So unfortunately, I don't know if it's going to come out good on the camera, but there's a number right here on the driver's side of the block, right forward of where the bell housing bolts up. And it's a 1X21361, I believe, 80. 1X2136180, if I'm reading that correct. And that is the block casting number, and I'll show you here in just a second how you can decode that. So this information is courtesy of LS1tech.com. It says that you can tell the exact car the engine came out of. It is called a derivative VIN. The first digit signifies 1 for Chevy, which ours is 1, so we know it's a Chevy. The second digit is the model year, V for 97, W for 98, and X for 99, which our second digit is an X, so we know it's a 99. And then it says the third digit is the assembly plant, 2 for St. Therese, which, if I remember correctly, is in Canada, where all F-bodies were built. So we know that it is a Chevy engine. It came in a 99 Camaro that was built in St. Therese. So there you have it. It's definitely a 99 engine, which is a good thing because the 99 engines are the ones that have the additional material that you can actually bore the cylinders 10 thousandths over if need be. So I will show later in the video that the cylinders actually look pretty good. And anyways, there you have it. If you look at that rear main seal here at the top, there's actually a gap between the seal and the crank. And if you look right here, there is a step up on this rear cover plate. There's one on the other side also. So that's going to necessitate me taking this rear cover back off, replacing the rear main seal. This is definitely has been off. These are new bolts. And so, yeah, we'll pull this apart and we'll take a good look at it. So the lighting might not be optimal, but I wanted to close the garage doors just to keep, or to try to minimize the amount of stuff that's blowing in. It's the fall and it's a little windy outside. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull off the oil pickup tube. And I'm going to pull off this baffle. And I'm just going to do a good inspection. I'm going to look in and see what I can of the cylinder liners from the bottom of the pistons. From what I can see in these first two, they look pretty good. But I just want to do a little bit of an inspection on it. And then we'll get this rear cover installed. And then the oil pan with the gasket. So anyways, that's the plan. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to inspect all the lobes on the cam. I'm going to look in the cylinders as much as possible. Let's see if I can get a good video. I don't know if you can see that or not, but the cylinder walls look pretty good. The ones that I can see so far. It looks like they put new lifters in, so that's a good thing. The cam lobes that I can see look pretty good. But I'm going to go through and I'm going to just turn the engine over and I'm going to get as much access as I can to every cylinder and just take a good look at them and make sure everything looks kosher. But yeah, so far it looks pretty good. Okay guys, everything looks really good in here. I mean, we've got play and all the rods. I looked in the oil pickup tube. There was a couple little pieces of rubber in it. And there was one little piece of metal, but nothing to really be concerned about. So yeah, so I'm pretty happy. So I'm going to go ahead and just clean this up a little bit better and go ahead and get it set up and put the rear cover and the oil pan on it. So I went into more depth on my truck engine when I R&R'd this. On this one, I'm not upgrading it to the billet aluminum. I had a lot of issues getting that one in the truck engine, so I'm just going to go. That's what they came from from the factory, and so I'm just going to replace it with the new one, and it should be good. So, anyways, just wanted to show you that, and I'll video installing the new one here in a minute. So just to give you a comparison of the new part to the old, obviously the white one is the new one. It's made by milling. Anyways, look at the O-ring end. It's a lot thicker than the old one. They are overall the same length, but this O-ring is quite a bit thicker also. So yeah, you can see how that being worn down can cause a loss of oil pressure. So anyways, so that's it, and we're gonna go ahead and get the new one installed.
And I suppose someone could probably align this without the tool, especially if the rear main seal was already installed in the cover. And I think that's kind of the intent when you get the new revised cover with the seal already installed in it. You just kind of slip it over the crank, and then you line up the tabs without losing that center, and you should be good. But for me, this is just so much easier. So when you tighten it down, the seal will squeeze out a little bit, but there's a little gap right there where you can still check it. And that is really good. And that is really good. So, sorry, we have an airport close to us, so, and just want to make sure the tool will still turn, which it does. It's not bound up, so we're good to go there. So, a little bit. And check the tool one more time. Still turns pretty easily. And get our checks one more time. And I mean, it's just great. You can't really beat that. So I'm good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and torque the bolts down with my small torque wrench. Well, I'll give it an initial torque, and then I'll have to do the final torque once I get it on the off the engine stand. All right, the oil pan is finally going on. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and conclude the video here. I got the oil pan and the rear cover plate installed, but I've been doing some more research, and I realized that the LS9 cam that came in this engine is not really going to work for me. The LS9 cam was designed to be run with the supercharger, so it really makes great power on the top end where a supercharger becomes more inefficient, but it's really a dog on the bottom end, and that's because the supercharger kind of compensates for its lack of torque and power at the bottom end. So I'm looking at some different cams. I'm going to get them spec'd out and decide what I want. In the meantime, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to like and share it. Don't forget to subscribe so that you can get registered for the Super Clean giveaway. And we hope to see you in the future. Thank you and have a great day.